Hey guys, I'm Hilikus. Welcome to another podcast from the Lost and Found. Okay, today I'm talking about two pieces of Xbox news which came out this week. First one is Game Room. We heard that Microsoft are releasing download content called Game Room, which is a virtual video arcade that you can download onto your Xbox. You'll be able to log in with your avatar and play arcade games online. So, what's the point? We've already got Xbox Arcade, which are mini games that we can download and buy for free, buy for cheap. So we already know about that. The point behind this is they're trying to get back into like retro old style gaming, where kids used to just hang out in video arcades and play games. So your avatar will literally be in this virtual environment where there are lots of video games around, and you can use Microsoft points to play these games. 40 Microsoft points will allow you to play a game, which is like 2 quarters in America or like 38p in the UK, I think. If you're going to be playing that game a lot, you can buy the machine, the games cabinet they call it. So that's 240 Microsoft points will allow you to buy the games cabinet, which is about £2, something like that. I'm not really too sure about all of this. I think we need to see more of it and find out more about how it works, but I'm into Xbox because of the high quality games that are out there. I'm not really into playing old retro arcade games on my Xbox, and it feels a little bit like it's just another way for Microsoft to make money out of you. You know, they're trying to think, well, do people buy download content? Do people buy clothes for their avatar? What else can we sell them? You know, so let's build this environment where we can make them pay more to play games. There's my thoughts on it. Okay, second piece of Xbox news. Project Natal. Now, we already knew about Project Natal. Quickly, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's an interactive camera that Microsoft are going to release, which plugs into your Xbox and allows you to play games without a controller. So we've seen Burnout Paradise demoed, where you literally just hold on to the steering wheel like this, and your foot is off flat on the floor with no controller, and that's your accelerator. So it's going to compete with like the Wii and there's kind of that interactive gameplay, and I think PlayStation have got a motion controller coming out as well this year. So it's going to compete with that interactive gameplay, but there will be no controller. There's some really cool features built into this, like as you walk up to it, it will scan your face and log you in, so it knows who you are, and you can talk and interact with the game, the characters in the games, and they can understand what you're saying. This is really cool. If you want to see more about this, look up, I think it's called Project Milo, and you see like an interactive character that this girl plays with. Okay, so we already know all of that. So what's new about Project Natal? We found out a couple of things. Firstly, it's coming out this year, November 2010. Secondly, it's coming out cheap. Now, we never know how much these things are gonna cost until they're actually in the shops. And with like Wii Fit being released at about £100 this Christmas, it kind of sets the border around there. However, we've heard that Microsoft are going to release this at below £50. They're marketing it as more of like an impulse buy, so something that you're just buying a new game. It supports the Project Natal, so you just pick it up to use it with the game. So this is really cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it works with games, and whether it's something that you just use with your Xbox to log you in, or it's whether you just plug it in to use it with a certain game. Okay, so the other piece of news we found out about Project Natal is, last year when they announced it at E3, they said it had an onboard processor. So it's capturing all of your movement in the room, it's processing all that in the camera, and then passing that down to your Xbox. This year they've updated the spec and they've said there's not going to be an onboard processor anymore. It's going to put that extra load on your Xbox and make your Xbox do all the processing. Now, this is good in that it makes the unit cheaper, and it's going to be under 50 quid. If it had an onboard processor on it, it'd be a lot more. But it's bad in that it's going to restrict, it's going to use up some of your Xbox's resources just for the camera. So games like Halo 3 and Call of Duty, they already push your Xbox to the max. They're already using all of your processing power. So it's unclear as to whether these game developers are going to make a game which uses less resources just so that they can include Project Natal, or whether they'd leave out Project Natal and they still make really interactive games. Microsoft have kind of preempted this, and they've said, don't worry, your games are going to be full resolution still. They're still going to be 1080p. They're still going to look as good, and that's true, they are. But with lower processing power, what that means is the AI, the artificial intelligence in the game, isn't going to be as good. So the way you interact with an enemy, they're not going to be able to respond in the same way as they do at the minute. And like when you shoot something and it blows up, all the smoke and the bits that blast out and all that kind of stuff, that's all being processed in the background. So there's going to be less resources for that kind of activity, and it's going to be used up by the camera. So this could either go two ways. High-end games could not include that kind of stuff, just to use the camera, or they could leave the camera out and they could still make really interactive games. Or Project Natal could be like the Wii for the Xbox, where they're kind of more arcadey style games and you're interacting on a basic kind of level. We've seen it working with Burnout Paradise, which is a pretty high-end game already, so that kind of reassures us that it is going to be good still. But yeah, that's the update. So we'll see how game developers adopt that really, and how they include it in their games. Cool. Okay, the last video was Assassin's Creed, and if you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. It's a really good review. Assassin's Creed 2, of course. And we gave away caps for sticks with last week's episode. Caps for sticks are little rubber caps that fit on your analog sticks, and they provide extra grip. You can buy these from capsforsticks.com. They're really cheap. I'd really recommend using them, and everybody that I've spoke to who uses them swears by them, and they will always use them now. It means that you're just not going to slip off the sticks as easy. With each video podcast we give away a pair of caps for sticks for free as well. If you want to win a pair for free, just comment your gamer tag under this video. I'll choose somebody at random and I'll send them a message to tell them that they've won. Okay guys, I think that's all for this week, so until next time, goodbye.